Okay, so we all know who George Lucas is. It's that guy who made all of the Star Wars movies and helped with a few other known films like Indiana Jones. Well, I'm presenting about George Lucas today and some of his older films, which are the Star Wars movies 4 through 6, which are the ones that made him the most well known. So some of the things that I've seen within his films, when it comes to editing, he actually uses a simple style to switch between scenes. Like the transitions are almost a little too simple, especially for the films he created back in those days. Like even with the special effects being so advanced, he could have done a little better with the transitions, I think, which some of them seem to be Windows Movie Maker quality, of course, which I know is I don't know, it just seems too simple for that kind of movie. Also, another kind of editing thing, or something that everyone sees in all of his films, are the iconic words in the beginning of every film. How the music blasts right in the beginning, and the words Star Wars pop right onto the screen, and then of course you see the scrolling words um, go through very slowly, and eventually you won't see the words because they'll just go off into the distance and fade away. And they usually describe the storyline of what was happening before the film, shortly before the film, so that people can get caught up with what's going on. The thing I saw that was the most advanced in the movie was the missing scene, which I feel like Star Wars had revolutionized the special effects industry, or at least, as part of film, which nowadays it's not as great because he uses CGI. I mean, that can take a lot of time, but the old way he did it was just revolutionary, and I personally think it looked great with the movie. He used like mini models. I guess he did stop motion and stuff like that for those ones, and he used a little bit of green screen back in those days, and the sound effects were spectacular, of course, and the costumes looked amazing. Of course, the lightsaber, which is iconic throughout the Star Wars movies. Um, Also, the last thing that's worth mentioning is the music in the movie. I do believe George Lucas had a previous, well, for the fourth Star Wars movie, he had a previous composer for the movies, but his main composer is John Williams, which I believe is the best film composer. Well, it's my opinion, but I believe that John Williams does an excellent job of putting certain feels into the movie with certain scenes, and his music always matches up, and it's really well known by pretty much everybody, even if you haven't seen Star Wars, which I feel like if you haven't seen it, you should probably watch the movies because they're really great, and the story behind it is awesome. Um, so yeah, that's just about George Lucas's old days with his films, and I feel like everyone should go check out the prequels and the older movies as well, just because you can compare them. Usually, the Star Wars fans have big debates about it, but other than that, that's just a little bit about George Lucas. And thanks for watching.